The story begins when we see two ladies getting attacked and harassed by some bandits in a forest. One of them shoves the maid's face into the ground when suddenly, a white knight appears behind them and slashes the sick bastards with a single hit. We get to know that this knight is actually a gamer who was gaming yesterday but got reincarnated into the game. He sees his armor, which is exactly the same as in the game, meaning that he has S-rank powers. He pulls out his sword and uses the wyvern slash to level the forest. He cuts down all the trees and then uses fire magic to burn a tree. It turns out that he has the skills of all the heroes in this world, but using all of this strength makes him hungry, so he uses teleportation magic to teleport to a nearby town. However, he falls off a cliff because he needs to have a location in mind to teleport. He then remembers another spell called Dimension Moves, so he zaps in the air and goes near the town. He sees the flowing river and tries to drink water. As soon as he sees his face, he gets embarrassed because it is the skeleton avatar he had selected in the game. So, he decides he must keep his helmet on at all times, or people might kill him, thinking he's a monster. Ark enters the town and notices a lot of folks chattering when an old woman offers him a deal. He declines, saying he has no money. Suddenly, he smells roasted chicken, and his hunger gets worse. After walking around, he reaches an alley where a girl in a black hoodie is talking to a man. Ark notices that she's an elf and gets excited, but the girl runs away from him. He tries to follow her but loses sight of her. Eventually, Ark reaches the mercenary guild. The guild master tells him he can only take quests after killing some monsters and bringing proof. Ark gets excited because this will be his first monster hunt, but the guildmaster thinks Ark has a sick child, which is why a noble knight like him would be there. Ark heads to the forest and starts hunting monsters, killing some boars first. Suddenly, he hears a noise from a bush, and an orc appears in front of him. Ark gets excited and kills the orc with a single blow. After wrapping up the bodies, Ark heads back to town, but sees some bandits attacking soldiers and humiliating ladies. Ark thinks this is just part of the game and assumes it's a one-on-one situation, but the girls are outnumbered. Just as the bandit is about to do something nasty, Ark slashes him in 2 pieces. Some of the bandits try to flee, but Ark uses wyvern slash to destroy them. The wyvern slash disintegrates the remaining bandits into ashes, and the women thank the white knight. Ark acts tough, and the maid thanks him again. He then recalls that his character was on a journey to remove his skeleton curse in the game. After burning the bandits' bodies, he notices the ladies changing their clothes. He sneaks away to loot the bandits' bodies. However, the women return and thank him once again, asking if he could assist them to the town. Ark agrees, and they prepare to leave. Ark gets on the horse, but the princess is always staring at him. The maid asks what's his name, and he tells them that his name is Ark. After that, Ark goes to the guild and throws all the loot at the table. The guild master is surprised and tells Ark that he must pull out the rune stones from an orc because they can be used for magic or make magic weapons. Ark gets happy after receiving the mercenary license and fills his stomach to the fullest to celebrate his first hunt. The next day, Ark takes on a job as a guard to help a little girl in picking herbs. The guild masters asked, why is he accepting this quest as he is a noble knight, but Ark covers it up saying that he has a liking for it. Ark goes to the girl's house, and she gets scared after seeing the white knight. Ark asks who's Marka, and she tells him that she put up the job so she can assist her mom. Ark thinks that this is the perfect quest to start his journey in this game. The duo then goes into the forest and Ark asks why they are in a hurry. Marka tells him that her father died last year, and his mother had been the single parent for her and her sister, and she hasn't told her about going to the forest. So, she wants to pick up herbs for her just like her father used to do. Ark is moved and remembers how he wasted his life playing video games. They venture deep and find some white flower herbs. Ark admires Marka, she's very knowledgeable, and just when they are about to move, Ark halts Marka as he senses a monster in the bushes. But it turns out to be a green 7-tailed fox from Naruto. Ark sees that the little fox is injured, so he uses his healing magic and heals the cute fox. The fox has nowhere to go, so it follows Ark. Hence, Ark names this unexpected companion as Ponta. After a mile, they finally reach the kombu tree that has the most powerful herbs. The steep is risky, but Marka goes down with ease. However, Ark tells Marka to stop right there, and Ponta senses a monster. It turns out to be a giant basilisk. The basilisk attacks Marka, but Ark saves her by an inch. The monster then uses his poisonous fog, but Ark teleports using his dimension move. He dodges a couple of moves and realizes that this monster is filled with fatal moves. He flanks all attacks while holding Marka, but the monster is a bit tough for Ark. The monster uses his legs to stab him, but Ark uses his shield. After that, the basilisk charges up to land his final blow that turns everything into stone, but Ark uses his holy shield to defend Marka and Ponta. Seeing the opportunity, he unleashes a move named Judgment and pierces through the giant with a single blow from the mighty sword underneath it. The basilisk dies on the spot. Marka gets very happy, but Ark tells him to not tell this to anyone. Ark thinks this might be the reason why the boars were near the village, as they were scared. Suddenly, a giant boar appears, and Ark kills him and takes him to the village as a celebration. He takes the fangs and the runestone as a reward. Marka's mom arrives as well, and she asks why she went into the woods. The mother gets happy, and instead of scolding her, she hugs her daughter. Ark apologizes to the mother, saying that he must have asked her first and he shouldn't have taken Marka to the forest. He requests her not to scold her. The guards of the village ask Ark if he encountered a giant monster in the forest, but Ark denies it. They say that he must have been lucky. In the evening, Ark prepares to leave, and Marka appreciates his support. Her little sister prepared a gift for Ark. After that, Marka pets Ponta and the duo leaves the village. Marka asks if she will meet him another day, and Ark says that she will. Meanwhile, at night, we see some soldiers fighting a giant basilisk, and they barely manage to kill it. However, almost 15 people die, and 38 are severely injured. The assistant shows something else to the king, which was the dead body of the basilisk that Ark killed. He says that only a god or devil can kill such a thing with just a single blow. Meanwhile, Ponta and Ark enjoy their feast at their place, and Ark makes up his mind to take on harder quests from tomorrow. We see the elf girl once again, who is actually a warrior of her tribe and the daughter of the leader of the elf's village. But suddenly, she encounters our white knight, who is coming out of a cave. It turns out that Ark was dealing with some thieves in the cave, and he took them down easily and also found some huge chests filled with gold coins. He also notices some cages, but there are no prisoners, so he fills his bags and moves on. On the other hand, we see a king whose assistant tells him that the assassination of Lord Luvierte's daughter has failed, but the king doesn't understand how they couldn't kill a little girl. The assistant further explains that the bandits were able to kill all the soldiers, but a passing-by mercenary killed all of them. The king was shocked to hear this. The assistant further adds that the basilisk they sent into the forest were not fully formed, and so they were slain separately. The king explains that it is important to take the king's daughter because they have to take over the west, and the Luiverte's kingdom is standing in their way. Back at the cave, just as Ponta and Ark left the cave, the elf girl came towards Ark with a flash and started attacking Ark with lightning speed. But Ark doesn't recognize her. However, when her hoodie gets off, it is revealed to Ark that she's the same girl he simped on. He tries to talk with her, but she thinks that Ark is a bandit. Just when she is about to stab him, Ponta appears, and the elf calms down, as she notices that it is a spirit creature. Seeing Ponta with Ark, she is assured that he's not a bandit, because these creatures don't take a liking to humans easily. The elf tells Ark that she heard that some bandits have held some elves as hostages here, as they sell them in the slave market. But Ark tells her that there is no one inside. He asks if she needs some assistance, but she vanishes. Ark gets the gold bags and gets back to his place to enjoy his dinner. He is happy, as this is the dream of every girl to get an elf. So he tells Ponta that they will go to the elf forest tomorrow to search for his love. He uses the instructions from the guild and reaches a dense forest. He was looking here and there when suddenly Ponta senses a danger nearby. They follow the voice and see that the elf kids are taken as a hostage, and their leader is the evil king's son. He asks the little girl to beg for mercy, but as soon as she does so, he stabs her in the leg. The bastards start laughing, and Ark tries to jump into action, when out of nowhere, the elf girl arrives and starts killing the ugly bastards. One of them tries to touch her melons, but she rips off his arm. The ugly leader threatens to kill the children if the elf warrior doesn't give up, so she had no other choice but to drop her weapons. The kidnappers try to take a closer look at her when suddenly, our holy white knight appears. Ark sends the leader flying in the air. The elf warrior fights back, and in the blink of an eye, all bandits are taken down. Ark breaks the lock and the kids are now free, but the elf warrior realizes that they have mana eater on their neck that drains the energy, and she can't break those. But Ark uses his uncurse magic and breaks those off. He uses his healing magic and heals the kid. The elf warrior is very impressed. A whispering fowl appears, and the elf warrior tells it that the kids are rescued, so they should come and take them to the village. Ark is fascinated to see such a creature that worked like a voice recorder. After some time, the villagers arrive and take the elf kids with them. Ark reveals that he is just a mercenary and his companion is Ponta. The elf reveals herself as Ariane, who is a dark elf and a warrior of her village. Suddenly, the fowl comes back and tells Ariane to come back as things are not looking good. Ariane knows Ark's skills, so she asks him if she can hire him to help her. Ariane Glennis Maple asks Ark to help her in saving other elves because she found that he has no prejudice against elves and is trusted by Spirit Creature. He agreed to help her, and they shook hands. Lady Ariane was teleported to Liddell Riverbank by Arch, and she thanked him for using his skills to do so. She said this can help her in saving her kins. They entered Diento City to meet comrade elf Danta. Ark think that she is so beautiful, Danta will be the most beautiful elf. But he was shocked after seeing severe look of Danta and forgot to introduce himself until Danta asked Ariane about him. Danta got suspicious of why a mercenary would help elves. They decided to talk in private so that no one got suspicious. Ark denied eating anything as he knew if he removed his helmet, they would find out about his skeleton body and attack him. Lady Ariane properly introduced Ark with Danta Neil Maple, who is a warrior too, and is collecting information regarding elves. When Ark asked if they were sibling as they shared the same surname, Lady Ariane Maple told him that they belonged to the same city as Maple, from within the Great Canada Forest. She was interrupted by Danta for oversharing information with a mercenary. Lady Ariane told Danta that Ark was no ordinary mercenary and how he helped her saving her kins. After that, she hired him to help her save her fellows. Then Danta was introduced with Ponta, Ark's companion. Then Danta told Lady Ariane about the base located near the entertainment district, where they kept other elves. He told them that it was heavily guarded even in the evening. Lady Ariane planned to attack in late night so that there are fewer people around. They decided to wait there until it's late night. Ark said that he has some unfinished business, and he will take care of that until then. It will take him about an hour, and he will rejoin them. Lady Ariane became sad and told Danta that she was almost captured, but Ark saved him. She said that if it were her sister even, she would have managed the situation better, and she might not need any help from outsider. Danta sympathized her by saying that she is too young, but doing it very well one day she will be equal to her sister. Then he asked Ariane if they can trust Ark, and she replied positive. Then Lady Ariane, Ark, and Danta in the night started the raid to release imprisoned elves, which were mistreated by the guards and their life was in danger. Then back door of prison was heavily guarded, so Ark teleported Ariane and Danta to window so that they can enter without confronting any guard. There comes a funny moment when Lady Ariane was trying to sneak through the narrow window and was terribly stuck in that, but Ark teleported Danta into the room. She asked him why they did not told her if that was an option, and he says that don't worry, we looked away when you were entering, and stuck. They enter a room after passing through a hallway and saw that some guards were murdered already. Look was fresh, that means someone just killed them. They decided to split and continue the search. During the search, when Ark was moving very fast from one place to another, he found more dead bodies in a room. He was wondering who killed those people and was suddenly attacked by a ninja. After seeing Spirit Creature Ninja found that he was a mercenary doing some good job and attacking him was a misunderstanding. She asked Ark if he was here to free up captivated elves and told him that they were held in prison in basement. When she was leaving, she threw a contract towards Ark about purchasing elves, and she told Ark that 2 elves were also held in captive in Lord's Minor too. In a blink of an eye, that ninja hopped out and went, not even giving a chance to Ark to ask her name. He told Lady Ariane and Danta about the contract and elves in Lord's Minor. They believed that Lord of Diento was also involved. He thought that telling Ariane about Ninja will complicate things, so he said that he found some villains and interrogated them. 3 villains entered the room and were immediately killed by Lady Ariane with fire on her sword. Then they moved further where they killed more villains before reaching basement. Little elves hugged Lady Ariane as they were scared, and then all of them were teleported outside the city by Ark, where he removed Cursed Band from their body, which shocked Danta. Everything Danta heard from Lady Ariane about Ark was happening in front of him. Everyone thanked Ark, and Danta decided to take little elves home as Ark and Lady Ariane were proceeding further to save other elves in Lord's Minor. Ark teleported Lady Ariane into Lord's Minor, where 2 elves were held captive half-naked in front of a villain who was thinking about exploiting one of the elves. When they landed on highest floor, Lady Ariane and Ark faced guards immediately, and with one powerful blow of his sword, Ark dropped the giant bell which produced enormous sound to alert all the guards who gathered at the door of the Lord's chamber, where the elves were held captive. Then they spread over to find intruders, while Ark and Ariane decided to move swiftly. While Master Triton was getting ready to molest one of the elves, his assistant entered the room and told him about the intruders. In a blink of an eye, Ark busted the door and entered the room with Lady Ariane. Lady Ariane kicked Master Triton between the legs so hard that it bulged Triton's eyes. One of Triton's boys was trying to slip away when Ark punched his hand into the wall and fainted the poor guy, who believed Ark was a monster and was about to kill him. That punch broke the wall, and Ark found out that there was a hidden room behind the wall. While Lady Ariane was kicking Triton's butt, Ark removed the spell from the elves, and they were offered a chance to take revenge on Lord Triton. In the meantime, guards reached the room, and Ark asked Lady Ariane to keep them away while he visited the hidden room. She blazed her sword with fire and killed them instantly. Ark found enormous gold bricks in the hidden room and started collecting them. Lady Ariane asked why he was collecting gold. He replied that he was depriving them of the funds required to re-establish their abduction syndicate. She seconded the idea. They were teleported, and the castle was destroyed by someone else. As Ark completed the contract and gained huge wealth, she offered him the money they had agreed upon for the contract, which looked small in comparison to the wealth already gained. She asked him to help her free other elves in the elf lands. He asked if they would accept an outsider. Lady Ariane replied that they have to meet Bass, the elder, to know the answer. He put a condition before her that he couldn't remove his helmet. She said that it was necessary to show his face in front of the elders. He said that if he removed his helmet, she would turn her sword against him the moment she saw his face. Lady Ariane pledged not to do so, and he removed his helmet. After seeing his skeleton face, she was in shock. She asked what happened to him. He replied that there was nothing more important than getting rid of this curse. They made a deal and shook hands. In a hall in Olav, the capital of the Roden Kingdom, King Carlin Roden Olav, Prince Dakaris, Prince Sect, and Princess Uriarna were sitting. The king asked who and why Diento was killed. First, Prince Sect replied that Diento was killed by elves for breaking the contract and selling them, whereas second Prince Dakaris confronted him, saying these were false accusations. The king calmed their heated argument and asked Princess Uriarna for her opinion. She said that she had also heard those rumors. If they were right about Diento, this was a potential threat to the kingdom and its relations with other nations. The king ordered Uriarna to head to Limbolt and make arrangements so that they might speak with the elves. The next morning, when Princess Uriarna was having her tea, she looked sad. Her maid asked if something was troubling her. She told her that she knew her brother Dakaris was involved in the elf trade, and Brother Sect would not stay quiet about this matter for long. This would result in a case against Prince Dakaris. While passing through a dense jungle, Ark made a mistake using his teleportation magic skill in a place where his line of sight was limited and fell into a deep hole. They decided to camp there, and Ark enjoyed fishing in the evening and a bonfire at night. Lady Ariane and Ark reached Lalatoya to meet the elders. Lady Ariane introduced herself, and the guards opened the huge gate for her. She asked Ark to wait until she brought the elders to meet him. He stayed outside the huge walls and observed that it was an ancient elven settlement. To kill time, he played with the spirit and waited for Ariane to come back. She returned in the evening and asked him to come along. He entered the gate and was flabbergasted by the settlement inside. She told him that the elders lived in a massive tree. Ark was warmly welcomed by Dilantag Lalatoya and his beautiful wife Glennis, father and mother of Lady Ariane. He was shocked to know that Ariane's mother was 245 years old and still looked young. Her father thanked him for saving his kins. Then Ark explained the nitty-gritty details of what happened in Lord Diento's manor. Dilantag said that he was going to explain the matter at the elders' meeting, and Ariane said that she would go with him. He wanted to raise the issue of the trade agreement. All of them had dinner, and they encouraged Ark not to worry about his condition in front of them. The next morning, Ark woke up, had his breakfast, and visited the settlement with Lady Glennis, where he met the girls he rescued and healed one of them, who was perfectly fine now. Then Glennis offered him a sword fight to test his abilities. She told him that, as a mother, she wanted to know if he could protect her daughter in times of distress. She also told him that she was the one who taught Lady Ariane how to swing a sword. In a snap, she overpowered him, as she was the fastest and most skilled swordfighter elf he ever met. In no time, he was under the tip of her sword, and she was pointing out his mistakes. She asked him to take his stance again, and he thought that he should learn how to swing a sword from that lady. In a nutshell, he was terribly beaten by her again and again, until dusk, when Glennis asked him to come home and have dinner. Dilantag Lalatoya and Lady Ariane were transported to Maple through a circle where they were going to meet the elders and discuss the matter. Chief Elder Boyd Evangeline Maple welcomed Elder Dilantag and Lady Ariane. He inquired about the matter of kidnapping. When they came to know about the agreement, one of the elders suggested sending notice to the Rodent Kingdom about the matter. They wanted to remind humans about the war they fought 600 years ago and the agreement mutually signed 400 years ago. What happened only a generation ago for elves was a matter of history for humans. The greatest elder, Fangus Flan Maple, said they were under no obligation to explain the situation or justify themselves, as it was the humans who had done wrong. It would also pose security threats for those on the mission to safely bring the kidnapped elves home. He wanted to continue this operation and stay cautious about the kingdom's reaction. On their return, when Lady Ariane felt sad and apologized to her father about the Diento incident, he said that she did the right thing. She did what was mandatory in her capacity and would continue her search. They would hire Ark in an official capacity to help and guard her. They planned to meet her elder sister Even, and her father shocked her with the news that Even was getting married. A warrior and combat addict who said she was never going to marry was now planning to wed. This news shocked Ariane. She was still processing the news when her sister jumped on her with joy and hugged her. Ariane confirmed the news about her sister's marriage. Even was very happy and told Ariane about her future husband. Even asked Ariane if she was interested in anyone, but Ariane hesitantly nodded no. After returning home, Glennis prepared a bath for Ark. He was enjoying his first soothing bath since entering this world, and Ponta was also enjoying it when Lady Ariane came home after a long day and entered the bathroom naked, where she saw Ark and screamed, "Skeleton!" As he had seen her naked, she attacked him with fire. Both were shocked and hesitant to speak. When Glennis asked what was wrong, Ariane refused to tell her. At the dinner table, Dylan summarized the meeting and asked Ark to assist Ariane in her mission. Since they did not have enough money to pay him, they told him about a spring near the Lord Crown that could break any curse. They discussed its location and the Dragon Lord who guarded it. He told Ark that out of the several kinds of dragonkin in the world, the greatest of them all were the Dragon Lords, and the Lord Crown was a rare type of great tree that grew where a Dragon Lord made its home. There were spirits who dwelled in the Lord Crown, which had a variety of effects on its wood and leaves. But because a Dragon Lord lived in its vicinity, any who disturbed the spirits would suffer for it dearly. Ark asked if it was possible to enter the domain of the Dragon Lord and survive. Ariane replied that it would be dangerous for a human, nay. However, if an elf arranged for it, they might get permission to enter. Ariane offered her help in entering the domain. In return, Ark agreed to lend his help once again to the elves. After finishing their talk, they ate dinner and went to bed. Ark thought about his skeleton form and then tried to uncurse himself. He succeeded for a while, transforming his right hand into a human hand, but it soon reverted to its skeleton form. The next morning, they started their journey toward Olav, the capital of the Roden Kingdom, where they were supposed to find the people listed on the trafficking contract. Ark was also determined to find out whether his skeletal appearance was due to a curse. As they planned their day's journey, they decided to cut through the forest instead of taking the main road to save time. A waitress warned them about monsters called haunted wolves in that thick forest, but they did not change their plan. On their way, Ariani told Ark that the tail of a haunted wolf had fur that gave off a blue light. Veils with that fur woven into them were considered the finest possible gift for a bride-to-be. So, she wanted to obtain some haunted wolf tails for her veil. But they did not have enough time to waste. Think of the devil, and the devil appears. The haunted wolves came to attack them just as they were discussing them. Haunted wolves are a type of lupine monster that attack in packs. They create multiple illusions of themselves to confuse their prey during their hunt. They attacked Lady Ariani and Ark from every side. She defended herself very well by killing many of them. Her abilities were marvelous. She proved to be a great warrior to Ark. While Ark was mesmerized by her fighting skills, he was attacked by many wolves at a time. He realized that he should get rid of them instantly. He noticed that Leader Wolf was standing on the shore of the rock and was looking at them. He used his skill and reached that cliff to kill that Leader Wolf, where he saw a red ring in his ankle and broke that ring. After that, wolves retreated. Ariane reminded Ark that those rings were on the giant basilisk he fought before. Then they decided to take some rest, and she was happy to have a chance to peel off that glowing tail. Princess Ponta and her assistant Ferna started their journey towards Grand Duchy Limbolt to settle peace and get more information regarding Elves' kidnapping. Princess Uriarna seemed anxious, and upon asking, she told her assistant Ferna that she believed her brother Dakaris is likely to involve in elf-salve trade, and he is bound to be displeased with this round of negotiations. And she doubts that her brother's sect, with his ambitions for the throne, will get things play out without getting involved. While she was sharing her concerns, their cab was attacked. Ponta got suspicious and ran towards the Princess Uriarna's cab, and Ark followed her. The cab stumbled and hit a tree. When the door opened, Ferna saw enemies and tried to attack, but she was instant killed. The princess was also stabbed and killed. Attackers were offered to collect their loot in Ponta, attacked one of the soldiers, and soldier was going to kill it when Ark reacted and broke his hand. He analyzed that dead lady was highborn. Then he thinks if it was from an online game, healers or resurrections from a passing player would be appreciated with no problems. But is it good idea to do it in this world? In the meanwhile, attackers were killed by wolves, and Ark killed pack leader, resultingly calming and sending back all remaining wolves. He then casts a spell that revives someone with their vitality fully restored, but if the damage was too severe or too much time has passed since death, then magic can fail. Fortunately, he revived the Princess Uriarna and ordered Ponta to keep an eye on her, while he was going to try reviving others, but he only succeeded in reviving few. While he was trying to regenerate others, Princess woke up and took him as an angel. Ferna came and woke up Princess. The princess gathered her men and addressed them with full spirit, ordering them to continue their journey as God revived them after their death for a good cause. She at once started their march towards Limbolt. When Ark and Ariani entered and were passing a busy street, they saw a girl fighting some scumbags and beating them. They stopped to take a look. She recognized and said hello to Ark, and asked about success in his mission in Diento. He immediately recognized her. She was the ninja lady. That ninja lady was traveling to recover her beast people comrades who have been captured by humans. Then they properly introduced themselves. That little ninja lady was named Chiome, and she was one of the Jinshin clan's 6 ninja, where Jib means blade and Shin means heart. Together, it means those who endure. They moved to someplace secure, where Ark, the traveling mercenary, and Ariani Glennis Maple introduced themselves to Chiome. She asked a question to Ark, that why he called her ninja when they met in Diento. He told that in his hometown, people wearing this type of cloths are called ninja. She replied that it was a very secret name and only known to her clan, so she believes that her forefathers were from the same homeland. Lady Ariane interrupted and asked why Chiyomi wanted to talk to Sir Ark. She hesitantly said that she wanted his help to free her beast people from humans. She offered her intel on the person Ark and Lady Ariane were looking for found on the contract. In return, they were going to help her free her people. He answered that he was helping Lady Ariane and elves he was bound to them. Deep down in his heart, he wanted to get attention of Chiyomi. That's why he asked Ariane to decide what to do, as Chiyomi had intel about the person on the contract they were looking for. Lady Ariane, realizing the fact that she and Chiyomi share same goal of saving their people, she agreed to help her, because she knew how it felt to save their kin. On the other hand, Prince Dakaris was frowned upon his fellow that why wolves stopped taking orders at this crucial time. His fellow suggested that someone might have broken their ring, and they stopped obeying. Then he asked him to confirm the news of Uriarna's death, but she was using back road and there was no clue of her. Then his fellow updated him about the situation, that if Princess met elves, they might break a deal and end their business. Prince asked if he found any traces of who attacked Diento. The answer was negative, but the attack looked like some elf-like species. He then warned that elves might come to Olaf eventually to kill the prince. His fellow Cetrion suggested Prince Dakaris to hide in a safe house that was tightly kept secret. While they were traveling, Chiyomi told Ark that their great founder, Master Hanzo, was not a beast person, but a human who was a spy in the employ of the Revlon Empire. He took the beast people, who faced injustice in the empire, into his care, making some into his subordinates. This was how he founded the Jinshin clan. Ark realized that Hanzo was from Japan. They reached the Etsat market, the largest slave market in the capital. The market is closely tied to the center of operations, and as soon as they attack it, the royal army will come to the rescue. Chiyomi wanted Lady Ariane and Ark to attack the market conspicuously and then make a quick exit. She believed that not everyone involved in the attack and everyone attempting to flee would be able to escape. She basically wanted a distraction of security while attacking Etsat, and other fellows of hers who had already infiltrated the city would attack 4 other markets to free as many people as possible. Ark told her about his teleportation skills, and she got excited that by using that skill, they could now save people even in Etsat. She went to inform her fellows, who had infiltrated the city and were helping her execute her plan. On her way, she told them that the attack was tonight, so Ark and Ariane got ready for it. They had a healthy dinner before the attack, and Ariane served Ark with dragonfly to eat, which he was afraid of. Right before the attack, Chiyomi brought Gomen, another of Jinshin clan's 6 ninja, with her and introduced him to them. They started the attack. Lady Chiyomi and Lady Ariane attacked from behind, while Gomen and Ark distracted them from the front. They broke the door and entered the market. Then Sir Gomen cast a spell, and his body iced, stopping every sword trying to penetrate his body. Then Ark applied a rock shot spell and killed guards with rocks. Just to terrify the remaining guards, Sir Gomen cast a muscle to stone rock spear strike spell. It tore the earth, and pointing rocks came out, killing remaining guards and terrifying them. Every security person ran away. Ariane and Chiyomi entered the market, and Ponta was also with them. Some guards saw Ponta and tried to kill it, but Chiyomi instantly killed them all. Remaining guards were killed by Ariane. Sir Gomen decided to stay and asked Ark to go with Chiyomi to release the remaining prisoners from the last building. In that building, they found different floors and guards as resistance, but killed them all and freed innocent people. Then they found a door leading to a tunnel, where a lot of people were imprisoned. Ark teleported every person and then came back for Sir Gomen. Ark and Sir Gomen killed every guard and burned the place to ashes. Then they came back where they burnt their dead people, turning them into spirits. Prince Dakaris was stabbed and killed by his fellow Cetrion. This was ordered by Prince Sect. Cetrion updated the status to Prince Sect that there was no news about Princess Uriarna, but the attackers had some of her belongings. Prince Sect wanted her to be declared dead and killed by her very own brother, Prince Dakaris. Ark and Arian were excited to hear that the beast people were on their way home, but Chiyo felt sad to say goodbye to her new friends. Suddenly, Gomen playfully attacked Ark to see how strong he was. They had a lot of fun and praised each other's skills. Arian asked Chiyo what her next plan was, and Chiyo said she wanted to get stronger so she could help more of her people. The next morning, they sailed to the capital, Ola. Chio thanked them for their help and shared that she was going to a hidden village in the Calcut Mountains. Meanwhile, Princess Uriana arrived in the next town and was so happy to see her big sister Serena. Serena hugged her tightly, relieved that Uriana was alive because she had heard scary news that Uriana was dead. Uriana felt confused, but then she found out her brother Darius had actually died. She realized that their other brother, Prince Sect, was behind everything. Uriana asked Serena to keep her being alive a secret for now because she wanted to meet with the elves and needed her sister's help. At the same time, Arian sent a message to Dana, telling her that the Holy Revlon Empire had taken the elves as slaves. Arian was shocked and wanted to rescue them quickly. Ark noticed how serious Arian was, so he knew they needed to go to the Holy Revlon Empire next. In the Holy Revlon Empire, Emperor Domitianus learned that Darius had been killed by Prince Sect, and that Princess Uriana was also believed to be dead, but not from monsters. He felt that something else was going on but was pleased that his plans were still working. A few weeks later, a giant worm chased a flying creature called a wyvern in the desert, hinting that more trouble was coming. Sometime later, Ark arrived in the desert, eager to check out the wyverns. Ariani quickly understood why the whispering fowl was too scared to fly to Duna. Ark jumped off a cliff and began casting a lightning spell. The storm clouds gathered in the sky. He unleashed his lightning attack on the wyverns. Meanwhile, an elf watched him from a distance, curious about his actions. That evening, they headed to an inn, and Aaron got a headache. Ark apologized for hitting them with his spell, and they talked about what to do next. Ark noticed Ariani was worried and asked what was on her mind. That's when Ark learned that in the Empire, it was legal to keep elves as slaves. Out of nowhere, Carrie showed up to talk to Ark. Ariani was shocked that Carrie didn't hide his elf ears and even put a pot on his head, realizing Carrie was friends with the humans. Carrie explained that he had lived in the town for 10 years, and they discovered that humans and elves actually lived together peacefully here. Arian was upset and asked if Carrie knew what humans had done to the elves. Carrie responded by asking why she was traveling with a human who had a spirit creature with him. Meanwhile, Ark wondered what Carrie wanted from them. It turned out that Carrie had been studying monsters and noticed strange behavior in some of them. He asked for Ark's help and offered them a map of the Holy Revlon Empire as payment, along with a copy of his book on monsters. Ariani agreed, and they planned to leave the next day. After their chat with Carrie, Ark rented a room, paid the innkeeper extra, and told her to keep the change. Grateful, she gifted him a whole barrel of her best booze. A few moments later, Ariani was deep in thought. Ark poured her some booze, and she started wondering if she could ever forgive humans after what they did to the elves. Meanwhile, Pon was happily munching on an apple, while Ark and Ariani got drunk and had a blast. Ark loved the booze, and soon Ariani, very drunk, came after him for more. They ended up causing a big misunderstanding. The next morning, Ariani woke up, remembering drinking with Ark. She spotted a skeleton nearby and, in her groggy state, attacked him. Later, Anna teased them about having fun last night. Ark joked, saying he had learned a new side of Ariani. They met with Carrie, who was already waiting for them. Ark poured her some tea, and after drinking, Ariani felt a lot better. Meanwhile, Ark learned that sandworms are weak to fire and are often drawn to wyvern flocks. Suddenly, Ariani noticed that Thomas's cart had disappeared. At that moment, a huge sandworm appeared and attacked Thomas. Ariani quickly rushed to help and tried using a fire spell on the sandworm, but it didn't work. Shocked, she watched as the monster countered her attack. Just when things were looking bad, Ark stepped in and protected Ariani, telling her to get Thomas to safety while he took on the giant monster. Using a judo technique, Ark knocked the monster down. Everyone was amazed, and he even managed to capture the sandworm without killing it. Back in town, Ark received rewards for his help, and Carrie thanked him. Curious, Ariani asked Carrie why he lived among humans. Carrie said he loved humans, admitting that, at first, he had been prejudiced against them too. But over time he learned that not all humans were bad. Ariani also found out that the Lord of Limbert had married an elf. Carrie explained that these two were working to improve relations between elves and humans, giving hope for future peace. Meanwhile, a servant of the Empire complained to Pumbaa about the people disappearing in town. Pumbaa confessed that he was responsible, but didn't feel guilty about feeding slaves to monsters. He then showed the servant a massive hole with a monster inside. Out of nowhere, he pushed a woman into the pit, horrifying the other woman nearby. Pumbaa, being the cruel man he was, took joy in watching the monster devour its victim. A few days later, Ark and Ariani reached the border town of Kek, meaning they had entered the Holy Revlon Empire. As they entered, they saw guards from the Empire patrolling the streets. Ariani suggested they split up to gather information about the kidnapped elves. Ark talked to the townspeople and bought some food for Pan. He heard rumors about strange cries coming from a fortress to the east, but didn't find any clues about the missing elves. Later, Ark saw a woman being attacked by some men who planned to kidnap her. He jumped in and stopped them, beating them up without seriously hurting them. The scared woman hugged him, thanking him for saving her. At that moment, Ariani arrived and got jealous because the woman was hugging Ark. She glared at the woman, making it clear not to get too close to him. When Ark asked why she was acting like that, Ariani angrily denied it and walked away. Meanwhile, Pumbaa's 3 henchmen were getting scolded for failing their tasks. They blamed each other, but Pumbaa decided to feed them to his monsters. He looked at his strongest monster, planning to give it something tasty soon. At the same time, Ark and Ariani arrived at the fortress where Pumbaa was hiding. They learned that the kidnapped elves had been taken there 4 months ago, so they planned to break in. Ariani was still mad at Ark for what she thought was flirting with the other woman, but Ark didn't understand why and kept making jokes. They sneaked past the guards, and Ariani found a hidden door leading underground. Pan distracted some guards, letting Ark and Ariani knock them out. Ariani struggled to open the door, but Ark easily managed to do it. Inside, they found prison cells and animal fur. Pan found another gate leading to a secret cave below the fortress. Suddenly, Pumbaa appeared and saw the 2 of them. He noticed Ariani and said she was exactly his type. He then used mind control to make Ariani attack Ark with her sword. Ark was confused at first but quickly realized what was happening. Ariani knocked him down with a special move, and Pumbaa got excited because Ariani was a dark elf. Ark tried using a spell to free her, but it didn't work, and she kept attacking. Meanwhile, in her mind, Ariani was dreaming about her sister telling her she needed more training to save the elves. Ariani believed she was fighting her sister to get stronger. Back in reality, Ark was still trying to free her but wasn't having any luck. He realized it wasn't just a spell and asked Pan for help. Pan found a monster controlling Ariani, and Ark killed it with a fireball, freeing her. Pumbaa was impressed, and introduced himself as a monster sorcerer. Ark noticed the red rings Pumbaa had, and remembered they were connected to the recent monster problems. He asked where the kidnapped elves were, and Pumbaa casually said he used them for experiments and fed them to his monsters. Disgusted, Ark killed the monsters standing behind Pumbaa, deciding not to hold back anymore. Pumbaa, unfazed, called more monsters to fight Ark. The monsters attacked, but Ark easily cut through them without fear. Pumbaa sent another group, but they were no match for Ark, who defeated them all. Then, Pumbaa ordered a monster to kill Ariani. Ark couldn't save her in time, but Chio appeared, saving Ariani with a water spell. Pumbaa tried to summon more monsters, but Chio told him the monsters in the area were already gone. Shocked, Pumbaa fled, causing the cave to shake. Ark, Chio, and Ariani realized Pumbaa was behind it, and that a huge monster was coming. They used Ark's teleportation spell to escape just before the fortress collapsed. Outside, a massive hydra appeared, and Ark guessed it was Pumbaa's masterpiece monster. Chio was shocked to see a monster that could destroy a whole nation. She suggested retreating, but the hydra noticed them and attacked with powerful fire breath. Pumbaa laughed, believing they were finished. It was revealed that Pumbaa was a talented monster sorcerer, but he had been deemed weak by his clan leader, so he left his clan to serve Emperor Domitianus, who also looked down on him. Fueled by anger, Pumbaa planned revenge by sending the hydra to destroy a city. Surprised they had survived, Chio admired Ark and asked if he was a god. He laughed and wondered where Ariani was. Just then, they spotted Ariani, who was furious after overhearing Pumbaa. She wanted to confront him for what he had done to the kidnapped elves. While Ariani sought Pumbaa, Ark was worried about the hydra threatening the city. Determined to save the townspeople, Ark decided to fight the Hydra. Meanwhile, Emperor Domitianus was informed that the ruiner of nations, the Hydra, was growing stronger. The Hydra approached the city of Kiss, and soldiers prepared for battle. Ark attacked the monster, but was shocked to find his wyvern slash had no effect. Undeterred, he tried using his WWE takedown skills. Pumbaa was surprised to see Ark still alive. An explosion from the Hydra sent Ark dodging with his dimension move, but he found himself pinned by a Hydra head. Ark quickly devised a plan, activating a barrier to reflect the Hydra's attack. He then used his judgment spell to cut off the Hydra's heads, but the monster regenerated. Realizing he needed more power, Ark summoned Ifrit, the infernal demon, to help him in battle. Meanwhile, the girls sensed Pumbaa and were led to him by Ponta. Pumbaa was taken aback to see Ark's companions and dismissed Ariane, claiming she had no chance against the Hydra. Ariane confidently replied that Pumbaa was the weak one. Angered by this, Pumbaa planned to fight Ariane and underestimated her. He sent his imps to attack, but Ariane saw through his tricks. Desperate, Pumbaa ordered the Hydra to fire a laser beam at them, but Chio destroyed the tattoo controlling the Hydra. With the control broken, Ariane enchanted her sword with fire and destroyed Pumbaa's whip. He begged for mercy, but she showed none and unleashed a powerful fire spell that defeated him. Meanwhile, Ifrit attacked the Hydra, tearing off its heads and using them as a punching bag. The Hydra, overwhelmed, tried to flee. Ark grabbed its tail and threw it into the air as Ifrit prepared a finishing attack. The powerful Hydra was finally defeated, and Ark's friends were impressed by his strength. After the battle, as the sun rose, Ark was relieved to find his friends safe. Ariane wanted an explanation, and learned that Ark could summon monsters from another dimension. Just then, a whispering fowl appeared, and Duna informed them that Princess Uriana had met with one of the great elders. She apologized for breaking the long-standing pact between humans and elves, mentioning that her two brothers, Sect and Darius, posed a danger as they were supported by powerful empires. She asked the elves for their support to prevent further problems. Great Elder Fangus agreed to help Uriana, sensing her kind heart. Ariane was surprised that humans wanted to help the elves, and asked Ark if he remembered Kar's words. Though she was still unsure about the coexistence of elves and humans, her journey with Ark made her hopeful. Meanwhile, Prince Sect was worried about his sister's alliance with the elves. Princess Yuria, who believed she had died after being stabbed by bandits, resolved to stop her brother at all costs. Later, in a forest, Chio discovered that Ark was a skeleton. She was frightened, but Ariane explained that a curse had turned him into one. Ark learned their next destination was Lord Crown, where Ariane wanted to help him break his curse. He also expressed interest in visiting Chio's ninja village, enjoying his adventures in this new world.